way I step, something in my jeans. And FOI, you know that's the team, huh?
Peace. This is your brother Aidan X, and welcome to the processing class. Peace. This is brother Aidan X, and welcome to the processing class. Today, I got a very, very special guest. I got brother Hassan Muhammad. Salam alaikum. Peace be upon you, brother. Let's just get right into this. How did you get to teaching? Were you a nation baby? Were you born into having parents that had the teachings, or did you get to teaching some other way?
Yes, sir. By the grace of Allah, I heard of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad as being taught by the Honorable Mr. Farrakhan through my parents, because I was born in our nation by my beautiful parents, Brother Malik and Sister Sheree Muhammad from Waxahachie, who I love and thank Allah for them both. And Brother Aidan, the reason why I said I heard of the teachings in the beginning, why I said I heard of it, why I said it twice instead of just saying how I got it, is because people will think that just because you were raised in the nation, it was easier for you, or you're automatically a Muslim because you were born in a home with Muslims, and we do not have to fight the fight that other people fight. We all had to go through the same things that people go through to strive to be a righteous Muslim. God did not give us a pass. And Brother A, to tell you the truth, I feel like I didn't really start to really get into Islam or like make it a part of my life or make it come a part of me until I was like 14 or 15, probably 14. But that's when, for me personally, I found Islam for myself. And when the self-accusing spirit started to build in me and I started listening to it, and I started to build off that ever since. And now I'm at a point to where I don't know what would be the point of my life if I was without our nation in helping establishing the kingdom of God on our planet.
Yes, sir. And that's one thing, I'm just learning, talking to people who was, quote unquote nation babies. Because, I wasn't born in the teachings. I had sister Anissa on here. I wasn't born in the teachings so often, I even thought in my ignorance that, people that was born had it easier. Because, I was an all left student. I grew up, not really knowing who the original man was and all of that. And now I have a son, so he gonna be a nation baby. And just bringing up that your parents was Brother Malik. Your brother is Jabril Muhammad, right?
Yes, sir. That's
and
my brother.
He's the reason why I registered. And I just interviewed your brother Nasir yesterday. So it's a beautiful family. But I just wanted to say that. My next question is, yes, sir. What made you register? You said at 14, that's when, that self-accusing spirit. Was it something that was a lecture? Was it a quote? What was it that said, hey, I want to write my letter, and be registered?
I would just like to start to say, first of all, I knew and know Islam. My parents did a wonderful job of keeping me and my 7 siblings. I have 7 siblings protected away, pulled from Satan's world. At first, I didn't even know there was like other religions till I got older. I didn't know what YouTube was, social media, and other things that can pull us towards Satan's world. I didn't know about phones either till I was like 13 or 14. So I want to thank my parents for choosing the way they raised us in the manner that they did. But I would say when I did it is because I started to listen to that self-accusing spirit and actually like commit to it, like give it a chance, like do righteousness, like keep righteousness on my mind and God on my mind. And I would say once I started to listen to the self-accusing spirit inside of me that all of us have, once I started doing that and doing righteousness, ever since then, like I said in the first question, it kept growing and growing and growing until like it's loud kind of. And now it's to the point where I'm just doing righteousness and it's not even hard as it was when I first started. So that's what I say for the answer. It's that's what I say. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Great answer. In your bio, it says that you was homeschooled. And often, it's a misconception. We think of people that was homeschooled as, being, kind of isolated, kind of not being without social interaction, kind of being brainwashed in a sense. how is that experience of being homeschooled? And do you feel like you got everything you needed being homeschooled versus going to public school?
The experience was great. My mother did a wonderful job. I I say in my opinion, she did a wonderful job. Um, can you repeat the question again? Because I don't want to go off.
Yes, sir. I said it's often a misconception that if you're homeschooled, you're gonna be weird. You're not gonna be able to have friends and of sorts. So with you being homeschooled, do you feel like you got everything that you needed with socializing, with not being quote unquote, weird or not being able to interact with others?
Um, I would say I feel like I got most of it because again I have 7 siblings, so with the interaction I had it was like a little school in my house because it was 7 people running around. So I wouldn't say I missed out on anything or nothing that I could like do later on if I did miss anything, like I could fix it. But I would say I didn't really miss out on anything or the public school experience.
Yes, sir. And you being 18 years young, what do you feel like the benefits are of being this young and having, accepting the teachings at this a young age? Because some people may be like, man, this is the time to be young, to drink, to play around. So what do you think, being your age, 18 years young, what's the benefits of accepting the teachings at such a young age?
I'll say the benefit is when you starting early is if you start early and you really do the teaching self improvement and stick to improving yourself and you're really committed to the teachings. I'll say the benefit is that you get to I remember my father once told me that in life it's gonna be kind of like I don't know how he worded it, but he said you're gonna have 3 major problems in life, and once you get done dealing with those 3 major problems, you'll still have problems coming up through life, but you'll be able to overcome them, like keep overcoming them very easier. But you're gonna have 3 main problems in your life that's gonna be, I think he said 3 heads, how he worded it, but I think starting off early is you'll be able to catch your problems early and fix your problem way earlier, and you'll be able to I would trying to find the right words, but
Take your time, brother. I got you.
okay, yeah, I was starting early. You'll be able to identify your problems more, fix yourself way earlier, and during that process, it's gonna take your mind. It's gonna not put you ahead of the game, but being that young of age, your mind's gonna be very mature, growing, and you'll get to a high level or a high state of mind, and you'll be at an early age, and you'll get there faster. So I'll say that's one of the benefits.
Yes, sir. And going on your Instagram and you have posts of, having the family youth weekend and things of those sorts, enjoying yourself. Can you still have fun and be young in the Nation of Islam?
Yes, sir, you can. This is something I think I put in the caption of that post, but it's something that's kind of I'm learning it now. But you can work in the nation and you can have fun. You're supposed to have a balanced life. In the study guide, it's called Struggle for Balance. We're supposed to have a balanced life. If you do anything too extreme or only do work on one side, it's going to be unbalanced. And God is balanced in the middle. He's the core. He's in the middle. And so and I would say this, you can't keep having fun if you're not really doing the work. Like you have to be doing actual work. And that's what makes it more fun because you're doing the work. So when you do the fun, it's gonna bring the balance. That's what I say.
Oh, yes, sir. And the last question I just want to give you, because I don't want to take up your time, young brother,
You're good.
is what would be your advice for people that's, having trouble finding themselves, catching themselves, often doing the wrong thing, maybe depressed? What would be your advice for them? Should they study the teachings? Should they register into the Nation of Islam? Can you just go into that for me?
If Are you saying if they're not in the nation?
Yeah, if they're dealing with trials and tribulations and depression, etc., what would be your advice for them to do in the course of action?
Well, Brother Aiden, if they're not in the nation, I would say, if they're not in the nation, I would just tell them to do righteousness, be right. And the way that Donald Mr. Farrakhan said this, I'm paraphrasing, not doing his words completely, but he said he said this in the Song, the love of God is the key to the manifestation of who you are. So if you can't find yourself or you don't know yourself, the minister said that you'll find yourself while doing, I'm paraphrasing, but you'll find yourself while you're doing the work of God, or just keep doing the work of God and you'll find yourself. So I would say be righteous, be right, do righteousness, treat each other how you want to be treated, keep doing good, keep being righteous, and God will show you who you are. He'll help you and guide you and move you to where who you are, or help you find yourself.
Yes, sir, brother. Thank you, brother Hassan, for coming on here. I definitely appreciate you coming on your brother's platform. He's trying to build up,
Yes,
be the will
sir.
of Allah. And I definitely look forward to hopefully building more with you and hopefully physically coming in contact with you, and we do something with the
Yes, sir,
community.
most definitely.
Yes, sir, brother. So thank you so much. Salam alaikum. Give your family the teachings. The greetings. Give your family the
Yes,
greetings. And salam alaikum, brother. Thank you again.
Thank you for having me, sir. I'm honored, very honored.
Yes, sir. Thank you.